Hey everyone, welcome back. We'd love to go deep on all things careers and growth, and today is no different.
That's right.
We've got some awesome research here
Yeah.
that really digs into how to embrace changes in your career and how to grow even when things get a little bit crazy.
It's for everyone.
Exactly. Whether you're thinking about a career shift or just want to be more, adaptable in today's world,
Absolutely.
you're in the right place.
Always learning.
So one of the things that really stood out to me in this research was this idea of multiple possible selves. Have you heard of this?
Yeah. It's a really interesting concept.
It's a little bit philosophical almost.
It is, but it can be really practical too. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, instead of just thinking about what's the next step in my career, it's more like imagining all the different versions of yourself that you could be
Okay, true.
professionally,
Okay.
know?
So one version is the CEO, and then there's the musician,
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
writer, maybe even
Yeah, the astronaut, the entrepreneur.
the astronaut, totally different path.
Exactly. Just letting your mind wander and see what comes up.
But how does that actually help you in your career?
Well, I think it does a few things. One, it just opens up your thinking, right? It helps you see beyond just the obvious next step.
Beyond the linear path.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it helps you identify skills you might want to develop or areas you might want to explore further.
Right.
And then the third thing, which I think is maybe the most important, is it cultivates this mindset of flexibility and adaptability, which is so crucial in today's world, right?
So important. Yeah.
Things are changing constantly.
You got to be able to roll with the punches.
Exactly.
So instead of feeling like you're stuck on this one track,
Yeah.
you're more like, okay, I've got all these options.
It's like a menu, right? You got a whole menu of possibilities.
I like that, yeah.
And this actually connects with this idea of a portfolio career, which is becoming more and more popular.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
So it's the idea that people are blending their skills and interests into these multifaceted professional lives.
That's so cool.
So, someone might be a marketing consultant during the day, teach yoga classes in the evening,
Oh, wow.
and have a side hustle designing websites.
I love that.
Yeah, it's about creating a work life that is both fulfilling and dynamic.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think this is such a good way to encourage people to embrace all their different interests and not feel like they have to fit in this one little box.
Absolutely. And create a career that truly reflects who they are, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's not just about the job title anymore. It's about the whole picture.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I can imagine making that kind of a transition can be kind of daunting.
Oh, absolutely.
Scary even.
Yeah, transitions are rarely easy.
Right.
And this source actually uses this term liminality to describe that.
Liminality.
Yeah, that in-between period.
Oh,
Like when you're between jobs.
Like we're going back to school.
Right. Or
there's this excitement for what's to come, but also a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Maybe some anxiety.
Yeah, totally.
So,
yeah,
that's that liminal space.
Yeah, it's that feeling of not really knowing where you belong.
Exactly.
And it can be so tempting to just rush into something.
Yeah, just to get out of that uncomfortable space.
Yes, exactly.
But what's interesting is this source actually argues that liminality is actually a really valuable opportunity for growth.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a time to pause, reflect, process your emotions without making any rash decisions. So it's like hitting the reset button.
I see, yeah.
And really thinking about, okay, what do I want my next chapter to look like?
That's a really good point, yeah. Because I think a lot of times we see that in-between time as a negative.
Yeah, something to avoid.
Yeah, get through it as quickly as possible. But it's actually...
But an opportunity, a chance to really think and figure things out.
Absolutely.
And sometimes those transitions are kind of thrust upon us, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This source mentions the COVID-19 pandemic.
Right.
Which was obviously a very challenging time for everyone.
Absolutely.
But it also forced a lot of people to reevaluate their careers.
Yeah.
And maybe even discover hidden potential.
It's a classic example of how even a crisis can be a catalyst for opportunity.
Right.
Think about all the people who started businesses during that time, or
Yeah.
learned new skills, or finally pursued those passion projects they'd been putting off.
Right.
So, these difficult times, they can be really scary, but they can also shake things up and create space for innovation and personal growth.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, that reminds me.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I got laid off from my job.
Oh, wow.
And it was really scary at first, of course.
Yeah.
But it ultimately pushed me to start freelancing and start this podcast. That's awesome.
Which was something I'd always wanted to do.
Yeah, what a great example of that, right?
Yeah.
Embracing the uncertainty.
Yeah.
Being open to change, and then ending up somewhere even better than you could have imagined.
Exactly, yeah. So let's shift gears a little bit and talk about side hustles.
Okay, yeah.
Because this source goes beyond just the typical make extra money thing.
Right.
And really emphasizes how side projects, advisory roles, even volunteer work can be really powerful tools for growth.
Yeah, I love that perspective. It's
Yeah.
not just about the finances, right?
Right.
It's about developing new skills, expanding your network, getting exposed to different industries. And it can even just boost your creativity and your confidence.
Right.
It can be really enriching, both personally and professionally.
Absolutely. And what's cool is that, like, a side hustle can even kind of pave the way for a bigger career transition. Like, let's say you're working a corporate job.
But you've always been fascinated by web design. You can start taking online courses, building websites for friends.
Right.
And then eventually, that side hustle could turn into a full-fledged career.
Exactly. You're testing the waters, you're building your skills, and you're seeing if it's something you really want to pursue.
Exactly.
And it doesn't have to be a huge leap all at once.
Right.
You could even start by exploring related projects within your current company.
Oh, right.
That's where stretch assignments come in.
Yeah, stretch assignments.
Have you ever done those?
I've heard of them, yeah.
Yeah, so essentially it's taking on new roles or projects within your current job that, kind of stretch your skills and allow you to test different paths without making a drastic change.
Right.
So it could be leading a new initiative, mentoring a colleague, or taking on a cross-functional project.
So it's kind of like a way to dip your toes in the water.
Exactly.
Without fully committing.
Yeah, low-risk way to explore different options.
Yeah.
And figure out what really resonates with you.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I think the big takeaway here is that careers aren't linear anymore, right?
Absolutely not.
It's all about being adaptable, continuous learning, and being open to new possibilities.
Couldn't agree more.
Any last thoughts?
Yeah, I'll leave you with this. If you could spend a day trying on any job or skill set, just to see what it's like, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, let that simmer and see what sparks your curiosity.
I love that.
Yeah.
So remember, you have the power to shape your own fulfilling career journey.
Absolutely.
It's an adventure, so keep exploring.
Keep learning.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
See you next time.